Hello from London. So wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So I hope you're well and you're looking at the project I'm going to be working today. So let me give you a quick introduction of this piece I'm going to be stitching today. So this is a piece. Let me show you the mock-up. This is a piece called the Olde craft rim. So if you look at the text and the title, it spells like Olde craft rim. It's actually Old English. It's actually just the Olde craft rim. So there you go. It's an Olde craft rim, and craft rim is one of my favorite things of stitching. And so this piece is a mini version from Heaven and Earth, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I know I say that to all the projects I'm working on, but this is so beautiful and a really, really elegant design as well. And the color scheme is to die for. So I'm stitching it on 22 count Ada, and I started this piece probably in the beginning of the year. About the same time I started all my half stitch 10 stitch projects, and kind of worked on it a little bit from the upper left corner, and then I kind of just parked it aside. The reason sort of wanted to start this piece, so I've got, let me just zoom in a little bit just so you can see. I'm actually doing this piece 2/1 full stitch. So this is slightly different from the other project I have. It's called Dry Flower. You probably have seen it. I've streamed it many times, which is on 22 count as well, the same count fabric as this, but I did it, I'm doing it on half stitches. So the reason I want to do full stitches is to find out what it feels like and what it looks like. Having 4 stitches on the 22 count fabric. Is it too full or too tight, or is it just perfect? So let me just show you the Dry Flower piece. You probably have seen this one before, and these stitches are actually half stitches, 10 stitches. So it's really hard to tell from this distance. Even I zoomed in pretty close, you probably wouldn't be able to tell whether this is full cross or half stitch. And I'm using CXC as well, which is really good at the coverage. It's the floss is the threads are really full, even with half stitches. So, but let me just move it away so you can compare to the full stitch. And you can see that every single stitch is much fuller, surely, because it's double the material. And each stitch looks like a beautiful little beads being stitched on the fabric. And because the stitches are so full, if you look at the pattern here, I kind of use the Gemma's method, kind of slightly easing away from the edges and in the very, very loose diagonal line there. But today, I'm going to try row by row with this piece and see how it goes, because the reason I want to choose either Gemma's method or row by row is to create as much space as I can as I'm stitching, so I don't run into sort of boxed in stitches, which makes stitching very tight and maybe not so pleasurable. And so this is what I'm going to do. This is my plan. And I've been thinking about it since this morning because I was thinking, whoa, which piece up what shall I be stitching today? And I looked around my webs and I saw this piece, and as you can say, I just, I only started a little bit, and but it's such a beautiful piece. I really want to continue. So as I'm stitching row by row, perhaps will be even spacious than Gemma's style. Maybe similar because row by row is a little bit more predictable. And if you're opting for something that you don't have to make judgment calls all the time, then row by row is very relaxing option. And particularly when you have 4 stitches like this, each stitch will have the space below nice and free. So you're not stabbing your needles in the fabric and in between the stitches. For me, I don't enjoy it that much unless it's 14 counts or 25 counts. So you kind of have to pick and choose of what method to use for your stitching experience. So my plan is, I think, let me bring up the let me bring up the full markup here. So I'm starting from the upper left there where the cushion is. So I'm kind of stitching, I finished a little bit of a corner, upper left corner of the first cushion, and I'm going to continue down. And the cushion, surprisingly, and there's a fair bit of confetti, even though this is a mini version. Confetti is still exists very much, and this is ultimately it's a heaven and earth design piece, so you are expecting some of that. Doesn't matter how small the piece is. And then I'm going to slowly move down. You can see the color scheme is so luxurious and so rich. So I think this piece is perfect to be stitched with 4 stitches. You can see this is almost velvet-like. This could be a kind of, I don't know, cushion cover. It's that rich and full. So I can't wait. So in terms of the tracking app today, let me just quickly show you. I'm using Pattern Keeper for this piece here. Let me just quickly move that away for now. So heaven and earth here. So let me zoom out actually. I just want to see proportionally where I am. So not very much, okay? There's no surprise there. So upper left corner there, and I'll be slowly working down, but you can see comparing to other pieces I have, this is not massive. This is mini. And I'm starting from 0 stitch here today, and I'm gonna start working on it from stitch 1. And I'm using Pattern Keeper instead of Saga, which I'm very, very fond of at the moment, because of the stitching style of my choice today, with a lot of parking, a lot of switching of colors. Pattern Keeper is still the best app for that, because of the efficiency for parking. And so this is the app of my choice. I will not be migrating this piece to Saga just yet. Okay, so the needles I'm using is 26 size 26 needles, a combination of John James and DMC cross stitching needles with round tips, just to be precise. Great, I'm so looking forward. So today I had a really full day today. I taught 4 classes from morning 3 in the morning till 2 o'clock, and then I went to another studio and taught another class. So it's really, really full. Oh, hello. Is it Ria T? Have I butchered that? I'm sure I have. She says, well, I presume it's a lady. If it's a bloke, give me a wave. I'll correct that. She says, hello from Amsterdam. My God, Holland. Hello. Well, at least you're on my side of the time zone, which is quite rare because most of the viewers so far that come to chat with me, they're in Texas, in America, and Japan as well. So really lovely to have fellow stitcher come to join me from Amsterdam. Welcome. And let me know what whether you're stitching, and if so, what you're stitching, what you're working on at the moment. And let me just zoom it nice and close for you. And for those who don't know, haven't noticed, this is a 4K streaming. So if you're on desktop, you can turn on manually if it's not automatically 4K already. You can turn it on via the there's a tool icon at the bottom right there, and if you're on your mobile devices, you can go to your upper right. There's an icon there for you to switch resolution. Of course, if you have the Wi-Fi speed for it, it will consume a little bit more, but if you're on home Wi-Fi, there shouldn't be any problem there. So I'm going to start row by row, maybe from the cushion area because it looks so inviting. And I'm up for the challenge of the little bit of confetti there. But I'm stitching row by row, so there shouldn't be a problem. Fingers crossed. So let's go. So I'm going to start to even now, maybe up to this block here, and then work on roughly this area downwards and line by line. Okay, that's the plan. That's the plan. So. And as I said, I had a really full day today teaching. I normally don't teach any more than 3 classes, but today I'm covering for another teacher as well. So there are extra days, extra class, and the students were so lovely and so welcoming for me. And because the teacher, the original teacher, is on maternity leave. So she's going to be away for a while, and I don't know whether I'll be taking over her class or her classes, or maybe covering for a while, whichever is fine by me. And tomorrow is my rest day, so I can stay up as late as I want. Yay! How old am I really? I'm 12. Yeah, that makes me very happy. And as you see, I'm starting to part downwards. Right, it's very nice to follow you to do Aminoi, Kingdom, Heaven and Earth. Animal Kingdom, Heaven and Earth design. Rainbow Angel. Yeah, I think I'm familiar with the piece. I've seen it being stitched by another floss tuber. Oh no, not at all. Your English is perfect. My spelling's terrible, so join the club. My spelling is atrocious. And so you're not alone at all. Not at all. And yes, I've seen someone stitching Animal Kingdom, and it's really fun to do, it seems, because it's tons and tons of different animals. Clearly, it's Animal Kingdom, says on the tin. And it must be a fun piece to do. And are you doing it on 25 count or larger stitches? And how far is your progress? I want to know. I'm always curious about what people stitch. And then I'm known to Google the pictures live on the stream because I simply need to know. And in case I haven't mentioned already, I'm using CXC floss. So it's really nice and full there. If you want a really full coverage for your piece, CXC is a very good option. Essie, hello. Did you change the name for me so I can read? Thank you so much. Hi, Essie. Good to see you. Good evening. Stitching alone, stitch along today. You're finally streaming during my stitching out. I know. Well, I kind of starting around sort of between 7 and 9 UK time. So hopefully, you'll catch me at some point. I'm very happy that you're stitching along. Beautiful. And what are you working on today? Let me know. And I'm going to introduce some new colors here. 792. Yes, my massive CXE book. 792. 792. Beautiful. I've got one. In fact, I'm going to start a new one. 792. It's a beautiful blue, purpley blue. Like that. And I need to remember to fold in half, because after a day of stitching 1/1, the hands just go into autopilot and start threading for one strand. So this is double strand, and the great thing about two strand is that I can do loop start, which is always nice. As he says, I'm stitching on my cat project. It's Halloween theme background with a black cat and cityscape at the bottom. Beautiful. That sounds lovely. Halloween themed. Why not? Every day is Halloween. Every day is Christmas. Why not? This piece I'm stitching is a little bit, for my eyes, it looks a little bit Christmassy as well. Just the color scheme, a little bit of green, rich burgundy, and blue. See, the stitch is so full. You really need to work the needles in sometimes. So it's part of the challenge. It's a very different stitching experience when you switch from full stitch versus half a 10 stitch, or one strand versus two strands, and different fabrics, different combinations there. Let's go. And you have to be very mindful, because sometimes it's hard to tell whether it's you've done both legs or only done one leg. And Greer Chi says, okay. I make it in, okay, you're stitching a 32 count, 2/2? Oh, 2/2, okay, got it. Laguna, 47%, that's really high. That's nearly halfway. That's beautiful. So 2/2, I see. That sounds very interesting. And let me mark it here and park it down here. Just make sure that I'm in the right spot. I'm warming up. Right. There's one here and one below. So it took a little bit of courage to stitch full stitches for 22, because I know how full body the CXC is. I think with DMC, it might be a bit sort of more compact in terms of the volume of the thread. but it's part of the fun. I love it. And you get really beautiful results. As it says, I would call it gypsy colors. Yes, I get it. I get it. Yes. I can see that too. Beautiful. And 333. My next color. 333. It's a lovely purple. This book is too big to bring it on top of my fabric because my habit is just bring the whole book and sitting on top of my frame and then pick the color, but not with this big book with CXC. Just one stitch. Why not? I'm going to for loop star. And then for the finishing, I'm going to do my usual tuck in. Oh, see, I nearly forgot to do the other leg. So I just put a little bit of moisturizer on my hand, so it's a little bit slippery right now. There you go. And I'm going to end my thread here. In fact, because the stitches are so snugly, I might be able to get away with not ending it in any particular way. See how it goes? I don't think they're going to come loose because it's so snugly. As you can see, they were like, you know, really comfy sitting next to each other. Nice and snugly. 333, I'm going to pop it back. As he's stitching the Animal Kingdom on 16 count. Okay, so it's going to end up quite big, shouldn't it? At the moment, regular 84. 84.99. That's 85. That's 80. I'm so shocked. 85%, darling. Well done. I like the 84.99 because every single digit counts when it comes to the percentage. Hi, Laura. Good to see you. Great for you to join us. Hello, following along. I'm prepping my Ada for my next project, large piece, Polar Santa. Hey, we were just talking about Christmas. You know, every day's Christmas, every day's Sunday, according to Morrissey. And Polar Santa by Designs of Forlanito. Wow, that sounds really, really interesting. I must Google that at some point today. I'd love to know what it looks like. That's beautiful. Yes, why not? Christmas theme every day, every day. You know, in London, there's a department store called Harrods. If you've been to London as a tourist, you would know. And they do a summer Christmas kind of festival thing in the middle of July. You can buy Christmas trees and anything that you would normally buy in December or November. And they would do a summer Christmas. And you'll be surprised how many people turn up. So you can get all the goodies nice and early from Harrods. 3770 770. I'm just feeling so relaxed because tomorrow's rest day. 3770. I mean, I normally stitch every night anyway, but there's always a part of me going, oh, I need to make sure I'm sleepy by midnight so I can go to bed early or early enough. But today, I'm allowed to stay up. Yay! I'm drinking coffee. just to, just to be rebellious. For an occasion, yes. And this is a nice pale color. Laura says Christmas in July is very popular with stitches here in the US. Really? I didn't know that. I thought it was some eccentric British thing. And some people are really into it. I totally get it. Why not? And also you can probably get you know, I don't know if you can get it cheaper, not from Harrods anyway, but it's you know, in Christmas, if you start shopping around end of November, December, it's very crowded, isn't it? It's packed. And you might as well do it nice and early, got it prepared. And you've got, you know, all the decor for your trees, and you can start making all the goodies you need to hang on the trees as well. So why not? It's only 6 months away. Here we go, another new color here, 13. So with this way of stitching, depends on how many blocks horizontally you're doing at the time. Very likely you'll have to have, you'll probably have multiple threads from the same color. It depends on what, you know, what makes sense, because you don't want to take the thread too far away. You can do one block at a time. I've seen people doing that. I tend to do two. It just feels a bit more efficient, but that's just me. 13. Okay, so number 13 here is actually not a CXC thread because I don't have the special numbers from the newer numbers from 1 to 150 up to 150 from CXC. So I'm mixing a little some bits in from DMC. No one will notice. I won't. But in principle, I want to keep a single piece using the same brand of thread. I've already noticed one stitch, maybe the one I did earlier, I've already stitched them in 10 stitches because it's just a habit, and this is so full. Once you stitch one leg, it looks stitched. You know, you wouldn't go, oh yeah, I have to go and finish it off. So that could happen, and it will probably keep happening with this piece unless I make sure I remember. See, DMC feels slightly different, and it's shinier as well. It's just the texture of the thread is very different. Right, I'm going to park here, 2 from the right, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 from top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 22 is quite nice. The stitches are fine enough. You get quite nice details, but not as small as 25. Some people might feel intimidated a little bit. If you want to sort of start to warm up your eyes for 25, you can start going for 20. 20 still feels very sort of regular Ada like. And 22 is kind of, you know, borderline there. They're quite small, but you can still tell where your stitch is supposed to go. There's a nice white area there. But 25, no, you lose that definition, the distinction between the holes and the middle bit. Everything just looked like threads going cross and vertical. And that's when, people start to feel a bit lost because visually you don't know where to look. And that's what I went through for sure. Patricia, hello. Good morning. It's 5:30 in Australia. Amazing. 5:30 a.m. As soon as I finish coffee, we'll join you stitching. Please do. Morning coffee nice and early and stitching. That sounds like a dream to me. And in Australia as well, it's like really sunny, isn't it? That's what we think. Everybody's barbecuing all day long. They eat nothing else. They just barbecue. So, and from here, I'm going to move down one row. I've completed here up to this point. And that's my stop point today, and start working downward this way until maybe at some point, I will fill up this area. Let me move it a little bit closer here so you can see nice and clear there. So with row by row, the different people probably start with different order. Very often people ask, should I start from the left or right or wherever? It's really up to you. So depending on what makes sense, what I normally do is I'll start stitching from the right and pick up the ones I already part. Get those done first. And then I'll start to introduce new thread. It's a bit tidier, so you don't have to kind of, try to avoid the part thread. I think for me, that's most tidy. And I'll definitely remember to do the full stitch because I think I did the last couple of stitches in this color in half stitches. But you can never tell because they just look so full either way. And I've ordered some more 28 size John James needles because I was running out for my 25 counts, and I was blending in, cheating with 26 size needles, and it doesn't stitch well. It just feels a bit too snugly for my liking. So I've ordered some emergency batch. It's emergency for sure. So hopefully I'll get them tomorrow sometime. Always run out of needles. Oops. One, two, three here. And then I'm going to part down 2 from below. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. And Pattern Keeper is still the best when it comes to parking. Just double tap, done. Nice and responsive. Patricia says, I like 20 count Ada. The Egyptian threads are very much like DMC with the shine. Oh yes, I remember you mentioned there's a brand you love. It's nice and silky, is it? Yeah, every brand of floss, they have their own characteristics. And it's really individuals' preferences because we tend to think DMC is the best, DMC is the be-all and end-all. Not really. I kind of thought that for a long time in the beginning. And so I was desperately trying to get DMC floss at any cost. DMC is quite expensive here. So I think Griety is butcher a name once again. Maybe you can verify whether DMC is really pricey in Europe as well, or is it just the UK? Are we getting the rough deal here? because it's, you know, the floss is from France and we're paying through our nose for French products. Doesn't make sense. But there's so many brands of colors. I mean, you know, fair enough. Most charts are charted with DMC. Okay, this is the last stitch of this color, so I'm going to let it go. Most charts are following DMC colors, so it's easier, you know, to get DMC floss. I get it. But there are many other brands, they use the same color chart. So, you know, it's always nice to try it. 3770. 3770. And the floss that came with a lot of cross-stitching kits I'm stitching, I don't even know what brands they are. You know, like those 14 counts are no brand, just from the company. And they're really nice to stitch as well. Just different texture, so you get different experience, which is nice. Ah, as he says, expensive, the Netherlands. Are you from Netherlands as well? Wonderful. Yeah, because I forgot about that. And yeah, because there was another lady from Amsterdam. Yes, it sounds like DMC is expensive around Europe, unfortunately. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. But luckily we have alternatives. So, you know, I don't think we're stuck. We just need to not buy into the idea that DMC is be all and end all. I'm willing to try other brands as well. Oh, nice and full. It's gonna be gorgeous. 1, 2. Park down here. Well, in fact, I'm going to park. Oh, it's okay. I can park it here. So I park down from left or right, depends on which stitch is nearer. So I don't have hard and fast rules. Okay, Patricia says DMC costs 180 for each one. Australian dollars. How much is that for pounds? Do you know, or dollars? Because I'm a little bit clueless with currencies actually. But if it's anywhere close to pounds, then it's not cheap either. It's another really warm day today. And you really feel the heat when you're on London Tube, which is our subway system, because we have air conditioning but not cooling function. In winter, yes, we have heating, but in the summer, not really. It's just some air, hopefully, and that's it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm gonna park down here with about 200 parts thread down here already. So this is a kind of confetti area. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I came in prepared. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. I can do it. Yes. But luckily, I didn't have to get on the tube during rush hour, because rush hour would be a little bit more challenging. Just a little bit more. And that one over here. Two over one feels very different on this fabric count. So your hands kind of need to get used to it, because 25 1 over 1 is so light. You literally just glide through. Whereas this, you really need to push the needle in. I'm going to be good. I'm not going to do the stitch underneath, even if there's a stitch below. I just want to keep things nice and tidy here. See how it goes, and then I can break the rules. Maybe a bit later. Good. And going to come over here. Let me move these ones out of the way here. So to look a little bit more manageable. This one over here, do I? Yes. Patricia says, so she's not sure how much is in pounds, but it could cost about $400 to kit up Heaven and Earth design. Sounds very, very like our situation here. You know, the other day I was talking about the first Max Colors project I tried to kit up. It was 260 colors. It was the little cake shop. And even for Max Colors, that's on the high end, because Max Colors could be, I don't know, 230, something like that. But Little Cake Shop is 200. Oh, hello. Why is it like that? Totally miss the corner there. So yeah, that's when I decided to get the full set, because either I just don't do it, I just give up, or you know, I'll have to kind of run around trying to get loose colors here and there. And when you're trying to kit up 260, it's a losing battle. Losing battle. So so I decided to get the full set. And that was it. But it was quite an investment, I have to say. Have I missed? I'm kind of a little bit confused there, because the squares are so tight here. Let me just pick up these ones to make sure they're parked in the right corners there. Brittany, hello. Good to see you. Yes, Brittany's from Pennsylvania. Really happy that you can join me live here today. Welcome. Are you stitching today, Brittany? And if you are, let me know what you're working on. Oops. There you go, a little bead there. So pretty. And I'm going to move down here and park here. There you go. Six, 4, 7 here. So it's a greeny color. Oh, of course. Let me see. So Brittany's working on the Max Color Reader's Paradise. If you haven't seen that mock-up, it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful image of a study full of books. Brittany loves books. But it's a new project, isn't it? I remember you said you just got a pattern. And I'm thinking, once I get my 28 needles, size 28 needles, I might switch to 28 with this project. See if we'll make the needles go through a little bit more smoothly. I think because the stitches are so snugly, it makes it unnecessarily hard to do so. It's 3, and let me see, it's the second one. I think I put in the wrong location because this one is 1 stitch off as well. Let me correct that. So for those of you just joined us, I'm stitching this piece called the Old Craft Room from Heaven and Earth Design. It's a mini version, and I'm stitching 2/1 on 22 counts, which is nice and full. It's a little challenge I gave to myself, little experiment to see how I fare with full cross, 2 strands on this fabric count. Because normally on 22, most people probably would be stitching either half stitches, 2 strands, or 1/1. 1/1 is still pretty okay for 22, I think. It's slightly different effect. And I'm also using CXC, which is very full body, so it's extra full, extra full. And then I'm going to park it to the left here. That's the next stitch. Oh, you can see little patterns. It's beautiful checkerboard cut pattern of the cushion. Brittany says it's a new one. I just started on Sunday. Oh, I love starting projects. I'm just not very good with finishing. It's like starting a new dream, isn't it? It's beautiful. Oh, in terms of who the designer is, Brittany, let me have a quick check of my PDF. You're absolutely correct. It's called Cairo Machete. Have I pronounced it correctly? You're very knowledgeable, Brittany. Yes, it is. I don't think I'm familiar with the artist, but it's beautiful. It's just totally my style of pattern. Beautiful. And over here, I'm just trying to see if I miss anything here. Right. Here it is. Join the club, Brittany. Brittany says she hasn't finished one yet. Me either. Me either. Not for a few decades, I'm pretty sure. But I'm okay with that. I've, you know, worked that out within myself. I'm okay with it. And going to stitch this one over here. One, two. Okay. There's something about starting a new project. It's just so exciting. Okay. I may have popped this one incorrectly as usual. I'm going to move this over here. This might be this one. Let me double check this color. The mystery color. I don't think it's the green one there. Green one, pink. And I think maybe this one. 738. Let me double check. 738 is better careful than sorry. Yes, I knew it. Okay, so this one should go below. In fact, why don't I just snip it off? Because to avoid a confusion, if in doubt, just remove it and introduce a new thread. A42. Okay, that one is done. Right, I've done all the parts thread for this row, and I've got two more. Just one more. 1, 2. Okay. How interesting. 3608. 3608. Is a color I haven't added to my got it. So this is normally I store the remaining CXC in the bag and with a number on it. So this is a color I haven't added to my floss organizer because I tend to either do it the whole batch or I just add one by one if I can't be bothered. If I, because I'm starting new projects a lot, and you know, sometimes I go through the trouble of try to kit up everything, get all the floss ready, and sometimes I just add one by one. And this is one of the examples. I just if I come across a color I haven't got already, I would dip into my storage area and get some out. So this would be one example. Because sometimes it takes a long time to go through, like, you know, even just 100 colors. It's takes a little while, and sometimes you just want to start. And with my floss organizer, I basically consolidate all the floss in one book for multiple projects. And so I've, you know, in theory, should have quite a lot of colors already there. And I just add as I go along. Much quicker. 3608, 3608. Let me thread the whole thing in. It's a beautiful pink. It's a beautiful, beautiful pink. 3608. And today's Friday as well. So for people even working in 9 to 5, tomorrow is probably a day off, right? So it's not just a rest day for me, just so happen. It's a rest day probably for a lot of people, which is nice. Because if you teach yoga, weekends are actually a lot busier than regular days. So today is a Friday. I've got quite a few classes, but I tend to be busy on Saturday and Sunday as well, if I cover for other teachers as well. So it's one of those things. But it's nice to feel normal, like regular people, to have a rest day on Saturday, which is nice. So when people talk about weekends, I say, what weekends? Doesn't exist if you teach yoga. Beautiful pink. Brittany says, I thought I recognized it. I had a few of his, but not this one. Okay, so Cairo Machete. I'm actually surprised I haven't got other pieces. Maybe I have. I just haven't checked the artist name because I love the style. I can imagine I probably love everything that he's done. And every few months, Machella will bring out. Okay, is that how you pronounce? Is it like a nickname? Machella. I don't know. I'm terrible with names. He will bring out. I'm presuming it's a he. Will bring out custom burst charts that are designed by him. I have 2 of them. One for me and one for hubby. Wow, burst chart. I have no idea what that is. Is this some sort of star sign thingy? I really have no clue. And going to, let me count just in case. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, correct. And this stitch is actually not the correct color. I did this last time, probably mindlessly. It's supposed to be a red color. Just one stitch, but I'm gonna skip it, to be honest. It won't make any difference. No one will know. No one will know. I'll look up his work, but I'm scared at the same time because I'll just buy everything. I have a sneaky suspicion. Oh, Jennifer, hello. Jennifer says, hello, new subscriber here, enjoying this so far. Beautiful. Welcome, Jennifer. Join the chat. Are you stitching right now? If you are, share your piece. Let me know what you're stitching on. And Essie says, yes, I'm sure you love all of his. They're gorgeous. Oh my God, please don't say that. Stop it. Stop it, Essie. No. No, I don't need more new stars. Well, I do actually. I'll probably go have a look. I'll probably have a look online. That's if I can't wait, I'll do that. Oh, okay. Brittany says so Michelle is the woman who only hate. Oh, okay, okay. I get it. I got it mixed up. Michelle is the oh, she's the owner, is she? Ah, I see. Beautiful. What? So Jennifer is a floss tuber as well? So Brittany says, hi Jennifer, I watch your channel. I'm pretty behind on your videos. No way. I'm going to go have a look as well. I'm so glad there's so many floss tubers joining the stream as well. How wonderful. How wonderful. Welcome, Jennifer. And to the right there, I'm going to move to the right. And work on these ones. It's wonderful, isn't it? Because when you join and watch someone's floss tube, you gain that insight of someone's world. That's what I think. It's like you enter something that's quite personal because everybody chooses their pieces. Maybe it's kind of a reflection of their taste, their personality, because it's such a every single piece is so epic and takes a long time. People wouldn't just do it willy-nilly. So people made those choices based on really sort of personal love and everything. And it's so interesting to look into. That's why I want to know what everybody's working on. I'm just curious. 3A60. 3860. Hopefully I have it. Yes, I do. And I've got it threaded as well. Even better. Oh, is that the piece you're working on? The Shepherd's Cottage from Hade, Jennifer? I really need to look up those pieces to see what they look like. And I'm going to put it down here and do a little cross. And remember to do the second leg. That helps. And I'm experimenting just to allow the thread to just leave a tiny little tail underneath without ending it. See if I can get away with it. Because these stitches are so snuggly. It might just be okay. And 3A60. $3.60. Pop it back. Oh, Rivers Love, darling, thank you for joining. Yes, I've been getting your comments. Welcome to the channel. River says, I missed most of this. What time did you usually start? I don't have fixed time. It's totally random, but normally around between sort of 7 to 8-ish UK time, depends on where you are. Where are you, darling? So we've started just slightly over an hour and we're still going. No worries. You haven't, well, you missed the beginning, which is absolutely amazing. You missed the best part. We have fireworks, we have like bunnies coming out of the hat. No, just kidding. We're just stitching really. So come join us. And if you are working on something, a project, please share what you're working on. You know, we can all get tempted for new projects, obviously, for, you know, patterns we never heard of, or maybe we'll fall in love instantly and then rush out to buy it from Heaven and Earth or wherever. 33 again, this is a DMC instead of CXC, because I don't have the newer ones from CXC, so I'm gonna mix it in. It's a purple, just one stitch, pretty much in this area. This is the Heaven and Earth way. Single stitches wonder everywhere. US, lovely. So you're probably still daytime, right? Depends on where in the US. So this is the time I'm usually online. And guess what? I've been streaming every day for the last maybe 9 days, something like that. I didn't think it was possible. I've been playing sort of in my mind to see, is it doable? And the only way to find out is to do it. So here I am. And I really like the routine to really allocate time in the evening and sit down and just stitch with you. I just love it. It's totally doable. And it makes my work during the day even more enjoyable because I know I have this to look forward to in the evening. So there you go. 3-3, pop it back, just one stitch, wonder here. Let me have a sip of my coffee. River says it's 4:20 p.m. Very civilized. Great time for stitching. Thank you, Rivers. So good to have you. And I remember you said I was your soulmate, your stitching soulmate. Yes, that's very kind of you. It's really wonderful when you find a stitcher that's kind of doing similar things as you. Things are very nuanced. You know, we don't normally talk about that, and we have no one to talk about these things, like little things. You know, not taking a thread over a certain area. These things, if you don't stitch, you have no clue what I'm talking about. Absolutely no clue. And I've, you know, probably feel like a crazy person. And let me just bring that down. And I'm going to work on the row underneath. I've completed the second row here. So I'm going to start with the threads I already popped. See if we get the floss through. 2 stitches here. I'm probably am I going to end this thread? It's not that short, it's still doable. I'm going to end this right here. Just leave a tiny little tail, doesn't get in the way. And let's have a look. It's two done. And the next one. You can see the patterns emerging already. It's so sweet. It's a little cushion area, cushiony area. The colors are so rich. And I'm going to part down 2 stitches. 1, 2. Right here. Oh, there's another thread already there, but not marked. Very interesting. Pattern keepers still the best when it comes to parking. So easy. Brittany says, I love that you stream daily. I work 3 p.m. till 11 p.m. my time, so I don't get a chance to watch live until the weekend. I think it's 8 to 4 a.m. I'm trying to think, oh, okay, UK time, because you have come on live chat a few times, so probably those days I kind of streamed a little bit later, because I think in the beginning I was doing a lot of late night stitching in the UK time. I think once, you can be just horrified, once I actually stayed up till about nearly 4 o'clock in the morning. It happens. So I'm sure that would work really well for you, for your time zone. Oh, Etsy is signed off. Okay. Oh, good night. Sorry, I didn't see that. Yes, thank you for coming over to say hello. And come join us again very soon. I see. Yeah, because Etsy is in my time zone. She's in it's in Netherlands. So yeah, it's not super late, but she might have other things to tend to, which is totally understandable. So I'll see you soon. And there's a beautiful blue here. Beautiful navy blue. Beautiful. And then I'm going to park it down. I'm going to park it below here. It's a really relaxing way of stitching because you don't have to overthink. And there's limited amount of pattern spotting because ultimately you're dealing with a straight line, horizontal line. Whereas if you do cross-country, color completion, any kind that you have to take your needles, your thread, different locations, you have to make sure that you're stitching the right place. Whereas if you just have a straight line to deal with, it's a lot easier, a lot easier. And then I'm going to pop down. Let me have a look. I'm going to bring it bottom, 2 from the bottom, 1 from the left, right here. And remember the pocket. Three, 8, 5, 6. The 2 stitches here, this beautiful cream color. Oops, that one looks a little bit weird. Let me just rethread my needle here. Probably brought it down in the wrong corner. I'm gonna just stitch over it. Then I'm going to move it to the stitch and park. River says, I tried stitching like this yesterday after watching your video. I like it. I also tried your way of ending threads. Okay, by tucking under the last stitch. It works great and it's so much faster. Yes, it's actually my favorite way of ending my thread whenever possible. And the only project I wouldn't do that is half stitches, because half stitches, you've got that slanted stitch if you look very closely. And you know, when you tuck, sometimes you just end up at the bottom showing through. That's the only reason I wouldn't use it for half stitches. Otherwise, it's super fast and it's invisible, right? You can't see it. You really can't see it. Even on 25 counts, you can't see it. And it's much better, nice looking than pin stitches, because pin stitches just end up with a lot of pimples everywhere. And it's not always secure. It depends on how you do it. Some people, I think Gemma from Gemma Stitches, she would do it twice. She's got patience of a saint, clearly. When she ends the thread, she would do a pin stitch, and then she will move on to a couple of stitches away and do another pin stitch to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere. But to be honest, I only do it once, but I tend to do it away from the end thread, so the end stitch. So end stitch is here. I will actually do a pin stitch away from it. So if it ever come loose, it will most likely get stitched down already. And the same with tucking as well. I try to tuck it few stitches away. So just in case if it ever come loose, I've never found that. But if it does, the chances are it's already got stitched down already, the end tail. So it's pretty secure and super fast. So I'm glad you try that. Beautiful pink here. Oh, you normally do doing what? Do the ending method on half stitches, 20 count. So River, are you talking about the tucking method? And with the tucking method with half stitches really depends on the fabric count as well. Because on 25, my tucking is just ugly. I can't possibly justify that. That kind of result, even me. And I'm not fussy. I'm not really fussy at all. I'm not OCD most of the time. Beautiful pink stitch here. Carol, hello. Great progress. Thank you so much. So this is, I poured it, I dust off the cobweb from this project. I think I started this one sometime after New Year when I sort of nosedive into the half stitch rabbit hole, 10 stitch rabbit hole, and this one just kind of came along that that wave of experimental pieces. And this pattern, I actually got it maybe 2 years ago, because all the mini ones I got when I started sort of working on full coverage, because I was, I wasn't confident enough to do a regular one. So I thought, well, I start a mini one, even though there's nothing mini about these pieces. But I thought, well, I feel happier if I start it from smaller pieces. So I bought a whole bunch of patterns from Heaven and Earth, the mini ones, 3608. And I ended up just moving on to bigger pieces. And now I'm going full circle, coming back to revisit them in a different way. 3608. Let me pop it back. 3608. River says, yep, where you put a needle into the center, then bring it up a little way and nip it off. Yes, exactly. Into the center, you mean? Okay, okay. I see. I can probably manage that on 22. 25, I don't know, my needles probably slip everywhere. I need to try again. I'll try that because I'm not happy with the ending method I'm doing with half stitches on 22 and 25 as well, because I basically bring the thread out and try to dot the end thread and then cut it off. I mean, it's okay, but you build up a lot of bulk at the back because you have to take it at least a block away, and you just end up the back becomes really thick. If you don't mind it, then that's fine, but it could make it harder to stitch going forward. So I much prefer to kind of tuck it somewhere nearby. A42, A42, A42. It's a nice beige here. Senga. Is that correct? Have I pronounced it correctly? I keep butchering people's names. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the live stream here. Are you stitching right now? Let me know. I want to know what you're stitching on. And my favorite loop start. And then I'm going to park it just below the pink stitch here. They look like beads, don't they? They're beautiful. You can really see the square shape here because it's so full. And oh, you're working on Gecko Rouge. Be by Lorna Lane. I don't know which piece that is, but I do have a piece from Gecko Rouge as well. It's super massive. It's a super size from this chap. Let me show you. Oh, I need to show this piece. I want to go back and work on it because I'm trying to transfer the pattern to Saga as well, but haven't managed to do so successfully yet. I've got this piece. Oops, let me zoom out a little bit. And this is the piece I've got from Gecko Rouge. Is from a chap called, everybody knows, I think. Let me see. Collins, whatever Collins. Let me see. Yes, Colin Thompson. I think everybody knows it. If you do jigsaw puzzles, and his work is quite famous. Yeah, I'm working on this piece. I'm about maybe 7-8%. I haven't checked yet. Let me have a look. How far am I with this piece? 7.7 percent here. Tiny bit. Even though it's taken me over 2 years to work on this area. And this is the whole piece. It's massive. It's so massive. What am I doing to myself? I'm gonna stitch this soon for the stream. It's a beautiful piece. There's so many projects to work on. Can I be a cat and have about 9 lifetimes? So I have enough time to stitch. It's outrageous. And let me refocus here. There you go. Because I turned off the autofocus because it was driving. My hand is driving it crazy. So I have to manually focus. So bear with me. Yes, all good now. I know, Brittany. When you just like totally fall in love with those colors and different objects. It's like wherever you stitch is something interesting, and that's kind of totally my cup of tea. Beautiful. And 3609, there's one stitch here. I'm going to finish this row. 3609. Three, 609, yes. Let's just bring thread down as much as I can and just stitch over it. Nice and easy ish. Never says easy. Oops. Beautiful. And to just end the thread here. Just one stitch of this color. 3609. Oh, when do I normally do live? Around this time, because I'm in the UK. I don't know where you are, Senga. And so UK time right now, it's about 9:44. And so I normally start at around, recently anyway, around between 7 to 9 o'clock. Not as late as 9 p.m., but normally around, some days I started earlier as well. So no fixed time, but normally around the UK evening time. That's when I have time to kind of sit down and do a nice round of stitching. I'm going to move to the burgundy area to work on those burgundy bits for a little bit. It's a nice change of the palette, and maybe have a little rest from the confetti area as well. I do this a lot. I just move around whenever I feel that I want a little bit of rest from confetti area. So 3371, 3371. Oh, so Senga is from the UK as well. Yay! I think you may be the first live chat person, or person come on live that's from the UK. I'm wondering what's happening to the people in the UK. Do they not watch Floss Tube? So welcome. Wallsend, is that a location? I'm terrible. I know London. Beyond Zone 2 is a little bit of a puzzle for me. So Jennifer says, I can't always get to your live. My hours at work vary, but will come when I can. Yes, absolutely. And if you miss it for any reason, everything's archived. So it's always there for you. But it would be wonderful for you to join me live as well, because this is fun. And just join when you can. It's all very dark. And I'm normally live for about 3 hours or so, sometimes a little bit longer. But time flies when you stitch. It just doesn't feel like 2-3 hours. It's crazy. I'm going to put down here. Oh, near Newcastle, I see. So not that far away from Scotland. Wonderful. $3031. Dark brown. And what are you working on? Let me know. I'm very curious. Such rich colors. I'm gonna stitch this one down. 1, 2. London's really warm the last few days. I don't know about Newcastle. One here, and I'm going to part these and take the thread down. In fact, I'm going to end it. This one I'm going to tuck under this stitch. Stitchy Wedge? That rings a bell, actually. Is she from Scotland? I vaguely remember, I think I probably have seen her videos. I can't remember. Is she a Brit? Got to 29. Goodness, yeah, it's just like over here. Because sometimes, you know, like Edinburgh, well, not Edinburgh, Scotland, it's a little bit cooler, but not necessarily. So today I haven't checked. I just know it's really hot. Today, it's 28 in London, so very similar. Let me see. Actually, I'm going to stitch 902. It's crazy, isn't it? 902. Nine zero two. One, two. through here. I'm going to do a loop stitch. Just have to remember to do a full cross. It's so easy to want to just do a half stitch and move on because the stitches are so full. And there's one more over here. Oops. No way. 34 Celsius in Pennsylvania. Man, is it PA? Have I got it correctly? So it's hot everywhere. Brittany says it's 25 Celsius. So how come you're both in the same state? One is 34 and 25. I suppose it's vast, America. 1, 2. One, two, three. Good. And then I'm going to stitch this one. And we're really only in June. It's already really hot. What's going to happen in August? Hmm. Put it down here. Come out the wrong corner here. One, two, three. Go. I'm going to break the rule a little bit and stitch the row below. 35 Celsius is harsh, man. Karen. Oh, needlebug. Oh, I nearly missed that. So needlebug is in Pennsylvania as well. Oh my goodness. Hello, Karen, my darling. Karen, the needlebug. One of the OGs in the stitching world. Hundred Fahrenheit. How high is that in Celsius? My goodness. So good to have you here, Karen. I'm actually sweating, actually. It's very, very unusual for London, for the UK weather. What is going on there? It's only June. Now I'm going to do these ones on the row above. Oh, please don't mention the air conditioning because we don't have it. I've got an electric fan. I might turn it on, but it's gonna be noisy. So residential houses, you probably rarely have air conditioning. We have heating, but not for cooling. So days like this, we suffer. And one over here. Lovely. I'm going to park it down here. So Karina says I'm doing a Caroline Manning piece and it's so calming. Which piece are you working on? What's the name of the piece? Oh, are you using a fan as well, Brittany? Yes. It's old technology, but works sometimes. It's better than nothing. Oh, my coffee is cold but delicious. Love cold coffee. Mm. I'm going to bring it down here. 1, 2. line's a little bit fadey there. You know, the water bill of I don't know about other areas, but London, probably UK wide, has almost doubled in the last 3 months. If you're not aware of it, anyone who's in the UK, go check your bank statement, because I only realized what happened when I checked my bank statement, and I had a shock on my life. It went from just 2-3 months ago, about £45. You can do a quick conversion, but just listen to the comparison. In 2 months, it went from £45 per month to 71. No warning, no nothing. I'm not increasing my water usage at all. It's the same. I rarely take baths. I just use showers all the time. You know, it's quick and easy. And a lot of times I take showers at the gym and I have some coffee. And yeah, okay, I have a dishwasher. But there's no reason with such increase. And they don't tell you anything. They just secretly get the money off your bank account sneakily. And so I went to them. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, and I said, well, what is going on, everybody? You know, why you're taking more and more money from my bank account every month? Because it's direct debit, so the amount could change. They don't need your permission. They just take whatever they want. I was so shocked, and I have no idea what's going on. I'm very tempted to just stop paying them. Seriously, it's robbery. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's utterly shocking. Yeah. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's not like you can stop using water, you know, just like Wi-Fi. You need it. And they know that, and they hold you hostage, basically. I don't know what's going on. Okay. On Needlebug says, fans were all we had when I was a kid. You kept the shades on, the windows closed. Strategically open the top of the window to get a drop through the house. I suppose, yeah, people just do what they can. It's like, we don't have, you know, cooling air conditioning here, then, you know, we just do what you can. Yes, Karen, this one is 22 count Ada, and I'm doing 2 strand, 2/1, so it's super full stitches. And it's an experiment to see. I wanted to know what is stitch like with such full stitches, because 22 you can easily do 1/1, it's still quite acceptable. And I just wanted to know what it feels like. And you can see the color is so rich, and I'm using CXC as well, so it's super full body. So Senga says 48. That's reasonable. That's what I was paying, about 45 up to about 3 months ago. And suddenly it just shut up. I don't know what's happening. They couldn't tell me anything. They just go, well, you know, their costs, we need to cover, there's increasing prices of this and that and the other. I have no idea what they're talking about. And I couldn't get through the phone line, so I used the chat thing. Eventually got to a real person, but it didn't help. It was just like talking to a robot. He kept sending me cut and paste response. You know, the scripts, they just go bullet points about 1 to 10. All the reasons you don't want to know. So that was my experience with Thames Water, I'm afraid. It's scandalous. So Karen, are you still working on the sock, the Christmas sock? Let me see. Over here, I'm going to pocket down 1, 2. Oh, I see. I think I missed it. 1, 2. Down here. Yes, Karen, it's thick. Well, I don't know if it's too thick, because what I'm going to do is I'm currently using 26 size 26 needle. I normally use 26 for anything other than 25 1/1. I suspect if I switch it to 28, which I haven't got any spare right now, I've ordered some. Once I get those, I'll switch to 28 and see what it feels like. I mean, 28, I mean. 26 is totally doable, but it does feel like you have to stab the needles a little bit with confetti area. So this area I was stitching on row by row feels totally different when I come over here with the less confetti. It feels really velvety and soft. No problem here. I think it's when you get to the area you've got lots of colors packed together. It's not so much the front, it's the back, isn't it, Karen? It's the fact that you have to, you know, part the thread. It creates a little bit of bulk, and CXC is pretty full body thread. So that's, you know, I think DMC might not be as much, but then you don't get stitches this full, which I love. So I'm gonna keep working on it, and I'll switch to a smaller needle when I work on the more confetti area. Oh, a water meter. Very good question. I'm sure there's one, but I'm not even sure they're charging it based on the meter. This is a weird thing about UK. You can't get your head around, so don't try. A lot of times they ask you questions like how many rooms you've got, what type of property it is, how many people live in the house. I don't even know where my water meter is, to be honest. And if there's one, I've never seen anybody checking it. And it's not automatic, because over here, it's still good old-fashioned ways that people come over to read meters. I think there's an attempt to make it more futuristic by having electronic ones, but to be honest, I just haven't got time to arrange engineers to come over. If it's not automatically done, I don't know. So it's more of a estimate based on the property type and the information you provide them. So it's pretty mad over here, I have to say. But we cope, you know. I just have to teach a few more yoga classes to pay for my water. Hilarious. And I have to pay for the DMC thread as well, which is cost a fortune. So I probably need to sell Dolly. Anyone wants to buy Dolly, my cat? Yes, she's available. I'll probably give you a discount as well, so I can pay for my water and DMC floss. Exactly, Brittany. Too much details, right? Who knows where the water meter is? It's there somewhere, maybe. Needlebox says, you want your needle to be able to easily accommodate your thread and open a hole enough. So in theory, larger needles are better, shouldn't it? But it doesn't stitch as nice, like 25 count, 28 needle is perfect. And with this, I don't know, do you think I need to go up? Is that what needle size would you use for a project like this? Let me see. It's 779. 779. Let me take a sip of water. Seven, 9. Just one stitch over here. So this area is quite nice and easy because there are only about less than 10 colors kind of going around this area. So it's quite doable. So you need to work out a strategy for a more confetti area. Because I really like the result. It's just lovely. And I'm going to park it down here. Karen says, I use a 26. Oh, okay, 26 on 25 count. Rarely, if ever, use a 28 needle. Only if it's stitching on a very fine linen, like 46 counts. Interesting. Because yesterday I was working on a 25 count 1/1 piece. And because I run out of 28 spare ones, so I blended in with some 26. And I didn't like the feel of it. It just feels a little bit bulkier. I really like sort of 28 needle because with John James ones, there's a slight give to the needle. You're not bending it, but you can feel that there's a little bit of flexibility with the needle, which I like. So I suspect it's probably something that's personal sort of preference as well. But I was using 26 for a while for 25 counts, and then switched to 28 and I loved it. So 3722. 2 2. Let me see. Yeah, I think 26 on 25 counts is kind of doable. I think it's probably just down to personal preferences, you know, how you feel when you pull a needle through. I generally just like sort of finer needles. Oh, I never tried bowing. Okay. And what do you like about it? Does it feel different from John James, for instance? And John James needles are not that easy to buy. I know one place called Marie Stitches. That's where I get my needles from, and the prices are very reasonable. And they're very really quick. Whereas if you buy from Etsy or from Amazon, God forbid, the price is about double with John James needles. 1 2 3. Eight 1 5. 8 1 5. Let me have a look. Got one threaded already. Oh, I must look into Bowen needles then. Oh, I must check it out. I like the idea of going through like butter. I like the sound of it. But I presume they're not pointy, are they? They're round tip cross stitching needles. I know some people prefer pointy needles. Beautiful. And I'm going to move away 3 stitches from the left. 1 2 3. Um, 3 stitches. The less confetti area is totally fine with 26. This is so lovely. We put in the middle here. Sassy. Oh, sassy two stitch. I'm learning so much from you guys. I'm gonna look into those needles. Two over the... And by the way, I've already got viewers kind of asking about cross stitch saga, how to install, etc. So I've received quite a lot of information from Karen, and she's been so helpful. And apparently there's a link, free link from the developers of Saga, Cross Stitch Saga, that you can download a Android version for free, because they can't sell the app at the moment. So I think they maybe try to still allow people to download it. The only thing is, from the sound of it, they're not doing update work for it. But I've just downloaded a version to my Android tablet, and it's looking exactly the same as the iOS, maybe minus a few bug fixes. So what I'm going to do is, because the conversion for the PDF is still an issue I haven't resolved in my head. I know there's a link, maybe you could do it via a desktop version of Paradise, which is you can do conversion of PDF to Saga compatible format. So I'm going to have to try that and maybe make a video. I think that's probably the best way of doing it. I mean, Karen's got really good information on the tutorial on how to use it if you're kind of curious about why we love Saga so much. And I'll see what I can figure out with the conversion that's easiest, so people don't have to, like, scramble around trying to figure out how to use it. Because I use myself as a benchmark. I'm relatively techie. If even I find sort of difficult, then probably I have to assume the regular people who haven't got any technology background will probably find it daunting. So that's the thing. So I'll probably make a quick video about it, and if you're interested, because currently you can download a version for Android. In fact, why don't I paste in that link in the chat? Okay, I'll see if I can do that. And you can download it for now. There's a page explaining how to use it. So if you have a Android device, you can already download a copy. The conversion solution will come soon, I hope. There's also a link. If you don't mind working it out yourself, you could. Let me just copy this link from Karen. Copy link, and I'll paste it in the chat, and you can go have a look. There you go. So it's free. You can download it for free, because iOS version is about £12. Happily pay it. And I hope once they come back to Google Play, when they stop the silliness, they will have some sort of a donation page for people who get a free copy. Maybe they can contribute something for the developers, because it's quite remarkable they do this. 1, 2 over here. Let me see. Double stitches. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Part over here. It's getting a little bit short. I'm going to do the 2 stitches. I'm going to end it. Oops. Lovely. I'm going to move back for a little bit of confetti, just for a change. Maybe I will do just 1 block at a time with this one. So I'm going to tease this out. By 5. I'm gonna end this thread. One, 5, 5, going back. And 6, 4, 7, 6, 4, 7, 6, 4, 7. A pin stitch there. I'm going to park it in the next block. 1, 2. Hang on, 1, 2. Nice 3, 1. Maybe 1 block at a time. For the confetti area is a better idea. Try to do 2 blocks. And I'm going to take it down here. 1, 2, 3. Oops. Anybody try the link? And stitch down. Oh, this one, Jennifer. I've got a pink one as well. So I've got these from a fair, the stitching fair I went to. Maybe back in, oh, I remember we just came out of COVID, lockdown. I was so excited to go to a stitching fair and didn't buy that much. I was hoping to get some fabric, but couldn't get. I was hoping to get some linen actually for cross stitching, but didn't manage. But I got quite a few needle miters from that trip, and this was one of them. Yes, Karen, that's what I'm trying to do now. Because earlier on, I was getting a bit ambitious. I was doing maybe 2 blocks. Yeah, I did 2 blocks and then hoping to extend it to 3 blocks and move down. But I think that's a little bit too many threads to fiddle with. Yes. So now I'm sort of just focusing on this block here. And it is easy actually. So sometimes there's such a thing as being too ambitious. And you learn as you go. If it doesn't work, just modify it. Try something else. And now it's easier because I don't have to manage that many threads. And also I don't have to bring the threads cross over too far away. I think that's probably a good thing. Here you go. And 2 from the left. I think I'm happier with 1 block at a time. Get some water here. Oh, lovely. 1, 2, 3. Oh, put this one in the wrong spot. That one. There we go. Three A 30. 3A 30. And I'm going to take it down here. 3 from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4 from bottom. I can see the cushion taking shape there. Maybe pin cushion. No, they're quite big. They're cushion. Tomorrow is a hairdresser day. I need to get my hair cut. And you particularly feel sort of a little bit bothered when the hair grows longer, when the weather's hot as well. Get a bit hot and bothered. One stitch here. There's one stitch down here. Two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't believe how warm it is. It's nearly 11 in the UK. Still really warm. Because normally there's a big drop in temperature. Even in the summer, you know, you can drop up to 10 degrees in the evening. But not today. Maybe dropped a little bit, but not much. Still really warm. Three 862. I think maybe chocolate time. My favorite chocolate. If you're in the UK, you're in luck. You can get this one. No affiliation. It's just one of my favorite chocolate. 74%. So I'm working up a sweat here. I need to supply the body some power snack. And some dark chocolate. Will be perfect. Yay. Get your snacks ready, everyone. This is a good workout. Block by block. Feels so much better. And this thread starting to fray a little bit. Actually, I'm going to just stitch the one below and then end it. Oh, the chocolate's so good. Hit the spot. Totally. There's one stitch here with this color. Maybe I'll park it in the next block. 1, 2, 1, 2, right here. Down. It's very tempting to just keep stitching because there's quite a few stitches of the same color below. I'm trying to be a little bit more disciplined so I don't get into a sort of really crowded stitches there situation. Um, 2 down and 1 left, 2 left. Okay. Just make sure. Hey, Gayla. Hello, happy weekend indeed. Welcome. How are you, my darling? I'm glad you can make it. Weekend starts here. Are you stitching today? Oops. I'm going to park it down here. 2 here. And I think I'm going to end this thread. So I normally stitch with right hand under, which is my dominant hand. And because these stitches are so full, it requires a little bit of a sort of maneuvering. My right hand just naturally comes up, wants to help. So you see my right hand coming up from time to time. Brilliant. You'll be stitching after dinner. So 2 here. It's not bad at all. This block is almost finished. And I'm going to just do the little stitch here. Just one stitch. And I'll end this thread. Breaking the rules already. Or I might just keep moving down. I don't know. It's perfectly fine. Another piece of chocolate is in order. It's totally doable. Totally doable. One block at a time. Much better. Sure. Let me check this. This color doesn't look quite the same as on the pattern keeper. 550. It could be just the presentation. Yes, that's fine. It looks much darker on pattern keeper, so it's worth checking. and then 2 from the right. Seven, 9. If you're eating chocolate, just make sure you don't get the chocolate, melt it on the fingers and then touch the fabric. I've done that. Not a good idea. One, two, three. It takes a few stitches to kind of get into the flow, because every time you switch the way you stitch and also fabric, the type of project you stitch, it just takes a little bit of kind of for your body to readjust. Like how hard you push the needle, for instance, the fill of the fabric. That's the fun part. 3799. Sanga says, I tried to park, I couldn't get away with it. I'm a cross-country stitcher. Oh, you're one of those extreme sport person, are you? Do you cross-country far, or within a page, or how do you do it? Or, what I call mini cross-country. Sometimes I do with some projects. 3799. Yeah, parking is not for everyone, for sure. I get it. 3799. And that's the beauty of it. You just find a method that works for you. But the option is always there. I get twitchy with the thread hanging. Do you not find this therapeutic? Watch this. This is some sort of stitching porn. I'm sorry, everyone. I love doing this. It's like brushing hair. And, when all the part threads are nice and smooth, you feel your whole world is in order. That's just me. I see you doing within a page, cross country. That's doable. But depends on the pattern. The size of the patterns, the size of a page can vary. I mean, Gecko Rouge tend to have smaller pages, I find. Whereas Heaven and Earth is probably 1/3 bigger than what I gathered. Wow. So you just keep cross-country stitching until the thread runs out. Yeah, I get it. So it's kind of so you're not doing color completion within a page. You just allow the thread to run out. Or maybe if the next symbol is the next stitch for that symbol is too far away. I do that. Yeah. I think that's quite doable. So you kind of have a slow flow away from the stitch area. That's quite nice. I do that with a few projects of mine. But what I can't do is long distance, like an extreme cross country. Some people do. I'll just get totally lost. I wouldn't know where I am. Never find my way back. Because my nightmare would be because I use stitches as references for the following stitches. So if I get one bit wrong, which I make that kind of mistakes even within like a page, let alone some people, you know, just wander as far as they can. That I know I can't do, but sounds fascinating. And some people are not into parking, you know, we're individuals. Yeah, same here, Jennifer. Join the club. One more stitch plus one. Do this one as well below. I was thinking whether I should part to the right or just end it. Let me see if I've already got one. Fine. I think it's okay to part. The next block, I'm just improvising as I go along. Because originally I thought I would just part downwards and then end the thread once it runs out. But that little stitch is just on the right there, so I don't mind. I make my own rules and then I break them. One, two. Just one stitch here, and I part to the right as well. But I try not to part too far away because I don't want to build too much bulk underneath. It just makes stitching a bit more challenging. When you do 2 strands, on 22 counts, maybe not such a good idea. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this will probably drive Jenga absolutely insane. Just look at this. Where am I? What am I doing here? Oh, hello, stitching down the rabbit hole. I love your name. I love your name. I'm still a beginner, but I take about 25 blocks, pick out the majority color, and lay that in. Then horizontally, 1 thread of each symbol. Right, I'm trying to get my head around. That doesn't make any sense. Right, so you just look at a page or 25 blocks. Is that roughly about half a page? Something like that, or 1/3 of a page. And then you pick one that's dominant color. Okay. So you start from the color that's got most stitches and then stitch that in. Then horizontally 1 thread of each symbol. That bit, I don't think I totally get it. Maybe you can explain. So once you stitch the dominant color of that area, and then take your time. I'm here for it. It's just so interesting that people kind of improvise, well, kind of modify different stitching methods. I'm fascinated by it. Because there are quite a lot of things I instinctively do and think is really, really important. It's totally not important for some stitches, and vice versa. Right, that one's done. That's why it's so packed. Okay, then in the top row of that area, the first unstitched symbol, use, oh, I see. Then you mini cross country from left to right, following the pattern, the symbol. Okay, interesting. So do you then have to take your threads, cross over to a lot of stitch area? Because if you already stitch the dominant color, so you just do one of those colors. What if there are two or three that are equally dominant within that area? Then who do you pick? And I think you'll probably love Stitch Saga, which is an app if you're not aware of it, because it calculates the stitches. You can sort them in any order based on thread numbers or stitch numbers, you know, based on colors of most stitches within the area to the least, the smallest one. So you can stitch with any color, probably with more precision, because quite a lot of times if I try to pick a color that's you know, that covers most area or the least ones of them. I mean, single stitches are easier, but once it goes up to about 3 stitches, you literally have to do a mental calculation, which is not fun to do. So you might like the app if you're not using it already. And you can define any blocks or stitches user defined. So I love it. It's a different way of stitching. Right. Then the next symbol in a row, etc. If there are only a few, I'll look within the laid down area for more stitches of that color. Huh. I travel underneath up of 4 stitches, very civilized. That's that's acceptable for me. I think for me, probably I start to get nervous, you know, beyond 3 before I can cope. Ah, okay, pin stitch to start. Use markup RXP so you can do it within a page, but it doesn't calculate anything smaller than that. Yeah, I think if you do 1 page at a time, then markup RXP does calculate the sort of number of stitches for you, but nothing smaller. So that's very interesting. I love it. It's really original. 3 from bottom, 1, 2, 3, 3 on the right, 1, 2, 3. Yes, for me, as long as I don't have to sort of take my thread over stitch area underneath like this, then I'm pretty okay with any stitching method. And probably that's why I can't do, well, I have done cross country or color completion within a page before, but it got a little bit, I wouldn't say painful, but slightly trickier when I got to the final stitches, because there will be occasions that either I have to start and stop my thread in order to avoid crossing the thread over stitch area, or I have to bite a bullet, and do it, which doesn't kill me, but cause me pain. So I have to experiment with different methods to figure out, what works. And this is partially why I can't do royal roll type of method. I tried it, it doesn't flow, because you keep having to take your thread underneath a block to part to the right, which I just can't do. If you're finishing with stitches on the left for whatever reason, and then you have, in order to part end the thread, you have to take it over. Ooh, I can't do that. That's too risque for me. I need landmarks in all directions. We all do. We all do. So you don't park, then markup is fine, because parking is a little bit painful with markup. And I hope they fix it very soon. I think I complain enough about them. Hopefully they'll do something. So this woman was just shut up about parking. 3031. But I'll keep complaining, keep nagging them until they do it. So I'm going to, oh, I had got one already. How did I miss that? In that case, I'm going to 3031, going to park it back. And then pick up this one. It's already parked. I missed it. I'll probably keep going till about midnight here. Why not? I don't have to go to bed early today. 1, 2, 2 down, 3 left. And that one as well. And next row down, it's got like quite a few stitches in a row, which is lovely for a change. It's time for a power snack. Dark chocolate is so good for you. Antioxidant. Cacao is superfood. And this one's got very small amount of sugar. It's quite low sugar. So just pure chocolate. Oh, this is so good. I really enjoy it. It's like a workout. You need to ease your body in, warm up, get with the flow, and then and then you're there. It's just fabulous. Stitching down the rabbit hole says, have you ever done one of the Amy Stewart's shelf designs? No, I haven't. I do have several pieces from Amy Stewart. If you look at my channel, I've got one piece I stitched yesterday. It's called A Little Cake Shop. And I have two other pieces. One is the Chocolate Shop. I believe that's Amy Stewart as well. And I've got maybe two more. A couple of them I haven't stitched on the stream yet. But I love Amy Stewart. Do you not love her? I think she's one of those geniuses. It's like everything she creates just looks like a dream. They want to stay in forever. Like the K shop. Oh my God. Every time I look at it, it's like I feel about 5 again, dreaming about those fantasy sweet shops. And her creation is literally like that. But I haven't done a bookshop. I know it's extremely popular. But I don't know about stitching just all the books. I prefer cupcakes. to books. Say so much about me. So have you done the piece? There's several different versions. I've seen people doing kind of a cropped out version, a smaller ones, just kind of parts of the larger, the full pattern. And I followed Amy Stewart on the Instagram as well, and she's actually quite young. I thought she has been around for a long time, but she looks probably in her 40s or something. I was expecting like not grannies, but I was probably expecting someone slightly older. But she turned out to be very young. So Stitching Down the Rabbit Hole says, I'm tempted to do museum show for my birthday starting this year. But it's commitment. Yes, it is a commitment. Yes, but yeah, it is a big piece to commit to. But why not? Really, the fact you're thinking about it, it means it's calling your names. It's like, if I fall in love with a piece, even if I resist on the spot and be sensible about it, lo and behold, you're going to dream about it, you're going to think about it, and every time you go to heaven and earth, you just go, let me just quickly have a look at that mock-up. And God forbid, if you see someone stitching it, you're gonna want to do it. Why not? Really, if you love a pattern, just do it. So I totally admire people who can just stitch one piece for eternity and then wait for it to finish and then move on to the next one. No chance will I do that. No chance. All the colors blend together. Even though I've got about, God knows, maybe 20 whips. Cycling through at the moment. There's still pieces I'm thinking about starting, and good job that I don't have fabrics spared, so that kind of hard stops me from doing it. Otherwise, I've got all the floss, entire book of DMC, entire set there. I can start anytime. So and 3 from the left. 1, 2, 3. Right here. Senga says, I have 6 whips. You are very sensible, lady. I can't say the same. We're talking double digit for sure. Maybe the upper end of, I don't know. I haven't counted, too scared. But I do have sort of favorites of the moment that I do more at, at a given time. But if I want to count everything I have, oh, it would take a while, take a little while. Very sensible, stitching down a rabbit hole. Can I just call it rabbit hole? I purposely don't buy fabric just to have them on hand. Yes, that's a probably really good way, because if you have all the floss ready and you have fabric as well, what is stopping you? Nothing. Totally. But then I'm sure it will happen at some point. At some point, I was sneakily telling myself that, oh, maybe it's a good idea to have some spare fabric. I just keep in a storage box. It's a very good idea, isn't it? And then, yeah, there'll be 6 more webs appearing. But I remember the time it took for me to catch up the first Max color. Wow, it took. Because I was making the floss organizer at the same time, so it probably took a little bit longer. I print them out, punch the holes, stick the felt on, and sort of pick out all the colors I needed. Oh, I think hang on. Oh, hang, this purple, this is brown, okay. That's fine. And 1, 2, 3. It took, I want to say, maybe 3, 4 days. I was like, it was during the COVID, so I had nowhere to go. And I was just so focused on getting all the floss together, the right amount and everything. And my mind was racing. I just wanted to stitch. I was fantasizing about the first stitch. It's bad, man. It's bad. But then it kind of got faster once I get the floss organizer ready. So I'm using the same organizer for all my DMC projects, the ones that use DMC floss. So I'm just adding the threads, the colors I don't have on top of what I already have. So it kind of got faster, which is probably not a good thing, because starting a project is not hard at all. I've got pretty much most of the colors already there. The era of instant digital download is dangerous. Absolutely, you're absolutely right. I think the whole heaven and earth digital download is just breaking our brains. Because back in before all the PDFs become popular, and people have to buy kits, right, or paper charts, which takes postal time to arrive, and absolutely. Now, within like 5 seconds, I can get about 10 patterns. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. Absolutely right. And now it's like you get all the deliveries, any accessories you don't have. You know, if I place an order for the fabric, it's gonna arrive in maybe 24 hours later. Not that I would do it. I'll try not to. But, you know, it's just so easy. So easy. And to be honest, before I discovered Heaven and Earth, I didn't even know people kind of try to get the thread to kit up the projects for themselves. Prior to that, I was just buying the whole kit. I thought, well, of course you need to, because where do you get the floss? Where do you get the fabric? And then I discovered this world of do-it-yourself patterns. And the rest is history. I'm breaking the rules already. I'm stitching down, cheating. Three. And I think because it's in digital form, the patterns just get bigger and bigger. You know, if you want to print out a supersized Heaven and Earth, I know there's an option for people to get paper patterns. Some people might like that. But it takes up like an entire pile of A4 papers. That's crazy. Whereas when it's a PDF, you know, whereas mini or supersize, you know, tiny file size with PDFs doesn't make any difference, even though it's massive. Thinking whether I should part this one down. The thread is getting a little bit short here. Not too bad. I'll park it. I think I'm going to part this one down here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 down. Is looking good. Brittany. Oh my God, where have you been then? Did you fall into a sort of stitching rabbit hole, black hole? I know. That's hilarious. 3, 5, 8, 9. And look at my beautiful progress here. This block is looking good. A lot of details. And park it down here. 1, 2. Over here. Oh, you're so funny, Brittany. Have you been stitching then? And that's nice because you're in a flow with your stitching and time just disappears. Just like when you do yoga, when you're in the flow, there's no time, no space. Getting a little bit short here. See if we can manage 2 more stitches before I end it. Beautiful. I'm gonna end this one here to tuck it under. Oh, the needle info, because there was a discussion earlier on. If you roll up the chat, Karen Needlebug was here and she was giving people advice on where to get some lovely needles, which I will look into. Sounds like amazing needles. So Karen's a veteran in stitching, so she knows what she's talking about. What's the brand name again? Bowen or something like that. If you scroll up, you will see. So I use John James needles most of the time. That's my preference, and some DMC ones as well. But apparently this amazing brand of needles, like you're stitching like butter. You know, you can't say no to that, can you? Even though I'm vegan, but I like the idea of stitching butter. Ah, Brittany just zoned out. That's good. That's a flow state, you know. That's a higher level of existence, Brittany. You made it. Nirvana of stitching. That's where you were. I'm glad you came back briefly to join us for human chats. But if you drift off, I know where where you're going, where you've gone. Just one stitch here. This color. And I'm gonna stick around for another 10 minutes till midnight UK before I turn into a pumpkin. So So I can probably manage a few more stitches here. And after that, I'll give you an update on my progress today with this method. Oh, what happened? What happens to the tail of the thread? You just snipped. If it's really short, I throw it away, but I try to stitch, use up as much leftover the thread as much as I can. But if you start to get a little bit weakened, you know, a little bit frayed, or if it gets super short, then I'll just put in my little basket here. There you go. There's a little, I've got a little fabric container here for all my retired thread. But I don't like wasting thread at all. So if anything can still be usable, I use it until I can't. Jennifer, maybe have to try going live stream again. You inspire me. So you've got a channel going. I must check out after this. Yes, you definitely should live stream, please. Yes. I'll definitely come by to say hello. And it's so easy as well. Just turn the camera on. As long as you have internet speed. And I'll be stitching like this on my own anyway. So it's not like I have to do anything extra, to be honest. So it's easy peasy and it's fun. I rather stitching with you and stitching on my own, which is nice sometimes, you know, a bit of solitude. But I can have chat with you and learn things from you. You definitely should do it, Jennifer. So one stitch here. I think we should all do a kind of join live stream. I haven't figured out how to do it with my software yet. But we can all join in and stitch together. Oh, just one stitch of pink here. How interesting. Right, 152, pop it back. And I think I can squeeze in a few more, couple more stitches here. Let's see how it goes. In fact, I'm gonna break the rule because this one looks really inviting. It's got a whole block, a little area of the same color. I'm gonna do this one. Oh, actually, no, it's just one. What am I talking about? Then in that case, I'm gonna finish this line here just so it's neat and tidy. 21. Again, this is a DMC thread instead. Yes, StreamYard is great until you have to pay a hefty membership thing. And for 4K, they charge a small fortune. You know, I haven't got enough cats to sell in order to pay for it. I have to pay for my water as well because they just double the price of water. Yes. Yes, they're very good with guests. Yes, they make it very easy. That's why people pay for it. And I know a lot of streamers, they use StreamYard, but I checked the price there. It keeps going up, and I want to stream 4K, which I'll be paying about, maybe $80 per month just for that pleasure. So it's, I think I use OBS. It's a little bit techy. You have to fiddle a little bit, but it's not too bad once you find your way there. But inviting guests, I haven't figured that out if it's capable at all. I think that's probably why people go for something like StreamYard. And it really depends on how often you do, that type of joint events. If you just do it like once in a while, it's probably not worth it. Okay, this will be my last stitch here. Really beautiful. And I'm going to park it down here. One down. And I'm going to show you what I've done today. The free version is fine, but you end up with very low res. There's no free lunch. And they probably put a big logo somewhere in the middle of the screen as well. I think you have to stream in 720 or something, which will make me break out in sweat. Because I like details, I like good visual quality, I like good sound quality. But yeah, it's fine if you're doing some podcast, and that's perfect. You can use the free version, no problem at all. And they make it very easy. I've tried it. But 4K, you just have to, sell the house and kids and cats in order to do that. So let me show you what's happening today. So let me show you the mock-up. Right there, beautiful. Look at this dresses and details, and I love textile and stuff like that. It's just so it brings warmth in my heart. And then let's come back to my piece here. So I started from well, not today, but I've got some stitched from upper left and have a little bit around the cushion. But today I made really good progress completing this block here. So I switched from sort of Gemma's method, easing away from the edges here down this way, like diagonal, to row by row. I just feel that this is full cross with 2 strands on 22, and also there's a lot of confetti in certain area. It's much better to go row by row, and everything just come out better. And you can look like, you see the stitches, they look like little beads. They're so full and vibrant. And let me show you how many stitches I've done today. So with this method, naturally would be a little bit slower. That's totally expected. So this is let me just turn up my autofocus here so I can see. Beautiful. So you will focus on my iPad. This is Android tablets, Pattern Keeper. Good. So grand total of 170 stitches in I think yes, just over 3 hours, which is not bad at all, because I totally expect it would take much longer to do, and that's kind of the trade-off for really even stitches, and so the stitches are not too tight when you put a needle through. So that's where I'm here, and this is the full size of the piece. Which part of this is mini, you tell me, but I don't know. This is Heaven and Earth mini standard. So this is where I am today, and I'm looking to work more on this. And obviously I'll be cycling through different projects. If you've been on my channel, you will know I'm very fickle. I'm not fickle. I like variety. And so I switch from day to day. So every day is a surprise. And I have no idea what I'm going to be sitting tomorrow. And I'll block some time to come here to for you to join me and to chat with you. So everybody on the chat, I'm so grateful that you're here. And everybody watching, lurkers, I love you too. And thank you, everyone. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Most of you probably from time zone that you probably still early afternoon, well, late afternoon or early evening. So enjoy the rest of your Friday, and I'll catch up here with you hopefully tomorrow with another piece, another project. So wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, and definitely good night from London here. Nighty night, everyone. Bye bye. Catch you later.